Well, I walk to work most days, and some days are drier than others. But actually, I bought this rain gear in Ireland. So I got some Irish friends, and my brother and I, we went over to the Cliffs of Moher. It was rainy, cold that day, even though it was summertime, or it was late spring. So we picked up matching coats. And over in Ireland, they get the zipper on the left side instead of the right side. You know, the economic times for the world are going to be getting very bad very quickly for people who rely on other people for direct employment. I mean, everybody's going to be affected, but those working for these larger companies who are expendable will go first, which is what you're starting to see again. And I live up in the northeast part of the U.S. in Manchester, New Hampshire, which is about 1 hour north of Boston. You go faster, you get there sooner. It's about 50 miles. And the Northeast is isolated because there are so many people working for education and for medical, as well as tech and research up here. So these jobs tend to not get cut. And so the standard of living stays. If you go to other parts of the United States right now, it's been devastated for several years now. Some of them look like war zones. I remember driving across the U.S. a couple of years ago, and everywhere you go, it's vacant, or for sale, or for lease. It's just either out of business or for sale. A lot of places, these mom and pops. And the companies like McDonald's or national chains, they're getting all this free money from the government, and they just put it on their balance sheet. So they're riding out the storm with free money that they'll probably never have to pay back. Whereas mom and pop, they go into the bank and they're like, okay, we know you've been a customer for 20 years, but your interest rate is 8% or 12%. Yeah, I actually had one of my pumps die because water, see how impervious it is. It got in and destroyed the connections. I haven't ripped it out yet, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. That's what they call circling drain. Good morning, good morning. Well, the circus is in town. Look at that, they got it looking like a rail car. Yeah, they came in the night before last. And they take over an entire area. Instead of living in hotels, you see that they live in campers. A fleet of them. Florida license plates. This is the Salvation Army here. Well, they got tents set up. I guess they still do tents. Looks like an Atlanta Falcons flag. Mini flake. Animal bedding. Huh. Interesting. Oh, there's a tiger there, I think. See him? Yeah, that's a tiger. This must be all the animal cages. Yeah, look, there's a... Oh, elephant. Wow. Oh, see, they're in You see them prowling. The tigers are outside, whereas those animals there are protected from the weather. Yeah, if that cage came open, I'm sure they'd go over that fence with a leap and a bound. Oh, look at this, is the daddy right there. Look at how big he is. Frolicking. So this is a brand new MMA school. These have been popping up for several years. There's a couple in the building I'm in that are... This looks like it's more commercialized, and then next to the supermarket, the boxing place just opened up. So I don't think there's enough people to keep all these places in business. This is the boxing place. This place sat empty for about 3 years. Nobody, in fact, the only thing in this mini is the supermarket here. Now that school, that's a story in itself right there. I'll have to tell that story at some point. Southern New Hampshire University set out this sleepy school, and they cater towards foreigners, and obviously the advantage of catering to foreigners is they pay the full tuition, no scholarships. They probably pay more than the average person, and they cater a lot to the Chinese. So Manchester has seen a lot of Chinese, I mean hundreds, in the last few years.